Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this word of sincerity and truth on the four corners of the earth. Alright. And ran into this article. Alright, I'm pretty sure you've heard the news about this Balenciaga ad, which Balenciaga is like what's considered a high fashion brand. But in their recent, what do you want to call it, campaign, they put out these images of these children, okay, which people are saying, well, it's clearly, pedophilia, okay, and child sacrifice. Now, I don't know how well you can see the yellow tape. All right, instead of spelling Balenciaga, all right, like you see there on the left, at what I'm assuming is a Balenciaga store, there's an extra A added to it. All right, which is Baal. All right, which is an idol. All right, a heathenistic god, if you will, that the Israelites, you Negro, Latino, Native, and Seminole Indian, all right, the tribes was worshiping this idol. All right, Israel has always had a problem with worshiping the idols of the other nations. All right, what's considered to be the gods of the other nations. Even to this day, with the whole Jesus Christ thing being at the forefront. All right, Israel cleaves unto idols instead of cleaving unto the true and living power of Israel. All right, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, but you see that they put this in the ad. All right, Baal, which this is Esau showing his hand once again. All right, that they worship all these ancient deities, all right, and idols. All right, whether it be from Egypt, Babylon, whatever have you. The list goes on and on. They still worship these idols. All right. But I'm going to get into this article. It says, who is Baal in the Bible? Balenciaga and scandal photos symbolism leaves internet disturbed. All right, it says, netizens are of the opinion that Balenciaga is promoting inappropriate ideas through his campaign, most recently via its scandalous spring 2023 ad campaign. All right, now it says trigger warning, pedophilia, and child abuse. All right, because if you know about the history of this idol, Baal, all right, the Israelites were sacrificing their children unto this idol. All right, Baal, Molech as well, back in the Old Testament. All right, so the symbolism of the children being in front of this, the name Baal, which is, once again, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's on the yellow tape right there, is a clear indicator that this idol is still being worshipped today. All right, and Esau is pushing it, but when I say Israel still worships Baal, nobody worships or is into clothing like Jake. All right, these niggas spend their last dollar on Balenciaga, Louis Vuitton, and all these things, all these brands that Jake is connected to, not knowing they're taking part in this. All right. But it says several emerging details are linking the campaign to pornography, pedophilia, and even Satanism. The ad consists of images with objects that allude to the aforementioned themes. There's another picture. It says one image shows a teddy bear in a bondage outfit. Alright. Red shoes linking them to the influence of Tony Podesta, and more recently, yellow caution tape with the brand name misspelled as Baal in Siaga, which people think refers to Baal, an ancient Canaanite demon god known for child sacrifice. All right, and there's no way, all the money that they spend that they didn't know that they were doing that. That's not something that's gonna slip through the cracks of a million or billion, whatever dollar fashion company, right? So they know what they doing. They referencing Baal and the child sacrifice. All right. Says one of the pics, this is a tweet from some random guy. One of the pics from Balenciaga child photos has Balenciaga tape spelled Baal in Siaga. Baal was the ancient Canaanite god to whom children were sacrificed. All right, like I said earlier. All right, and this is, as you can see the tape. And to the right is supposed to be an image of Baal with, said child for sacrifice. All right. And this is what the Israelites do. All right. Of course, Esau's pushing it, but Israel been doing this. All right. And if you can't think it's far-fetched as far as the child sacrifice when you have all these abortion clinics in America, that's child sacrifice. That's no different from Israel sacrificing their children to Baal or Molech. Because, the women of the nation of Israel willingly kill children before they come out of the womb. So child sacrifice, and when I say that, I mean at a rapid rate. So child sacrifice isn't far-fetched. They just clean it up as what? Planned Parenthood. You had women marching in the street for the right to continue. It was the Israelite woman to continue murdering their children. So child sacrifice ain't, it may seem far-fetched, but it's not amongst our people. Because nobody goes through with abortions like Black, Latino, and Native American women. All right. But it says Balenciaga's ad continue to stun the internet as disturbing themes about satanic gods arise. It says, according to Christian demonology, Baal, sometimes called Baal, is regarded as one of the gods of hell. Most references to the name point to a singular deity, but in the Old Testament of the Bible, Baal is synonymously, used with master or lord. In context, it was a term of reverence and respect and not necessarily idol worship, which is bullshit. It's idol worship. Anything, and this is all about the Israelites. Anything that Israel's worshiping or paying attention to that's considered to be a god outside of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is idol worship. Because it doesn't really exist. Alright. It says the name's meaning was misconstructed after Exodus 32 in the Bible when the golden calf idol was worshipped instead of the Most High himself. Evidence suggests that those who worship Baal look towards paganism, which is true. Namely for rainfall to water their crops, strength to defeat their enemies, and fertility to produce their children. Alright. Which is all wicked for you Negro, Latino, Native, Seminole Indian to be doing. Because all these things that you're asking of all these idols, all you have to do is ask of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and it will be given to you. Alright, rainfall for watering crops, strength to defeat their enemies. Alright, look at King David. King David prayed straight to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai every time, and he was victorious. Alright. When we was coming out of ancient Egypt, the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai defeated our enemies. Alright, and fertility to produce children is wild because Most High even told us be fruitful and multiply. He wants us to populate the earth. But that's Jake for you. And these are some more images of Baal. It says, furthermore, it was believed that prostitution and other sensual forms of worship were encouraged, which is more wickedness, because there ain't to be no whores amongst the nation of Israel, or no pimps. We ain't supposed to sell the Israelite woman or whore her out. All right. So this is the demonic idol, which all idols are demonic, but just speaking on this one. It says, as was the act of sacrifice, all right, mostly of children, to appease the god of fertility. All right. It says, netizens have taken on this newfound knowledge and are stunned by Balenciaga allegedly promoting such things. Although the brand has apologized for and rescinded the campaign, people are continuing to express their rage. Many Twitter users have taken the app to urge people to stop purchasing from the brand, which won't happen. One user even claimed that the name Balenciaga, when translated from Latin to English, means Baal is king. Baal mentioned enough times in the Bible, Baphomet, another deity, which is another depiction. And these are Israelites, alright, doing this shit. You know what I mean? Sacrificing their children to Baal. You Negro, Latino, Native, Seminole, Indian. Alright, this is your business. And 2/3. Alright, it says, this is a tweet from Mr. E. The brand name Balenciaga was chosen for a reason. The misspelling Baal Balenciaga was intentional. Both are Latin. Baal is the demon of child sacrifice. And it goes into the translation here from Latin to English. Baal Balenciaga means Baal is the king. Alright? And they do this right in your face. Alright? It's just we in the information, the age of knowledge and information. Or pardon me, the information age. But things like this can be looked up, right? Alright. And it says, Balenciaga, do what you want. Alright, that do as thou wilt spirit, man. They putting this right in your face. Alright. Cult symbolism in this Balenciaga pig. Kid is wearing red shoes, white rabbit. The roll of yellow duct tape with Balenciaga on it is misspelled by all, another name for Molech. The child's drawing shows evidence of extreme trauma and ritual abuse, like being sacrificed. All right. Twitter has a host of responses to the scandalous ad campaign that takes us down a rabbit hole of theories. The hashtag Burn Balenciaga, started by conservative musician Bryson Gray, has started trending online. In the song, Gray urges people to follow in his footsteps as he is seen burning a pair of the brand shoes in the yard. He adds that celebrities will attempt to influence the consumer by endorsing things like pedophilia and abuse. Apart from slapping a $25 million lawsuit against North 6 Inc. and Nicholas Desjardins, the parties responsible for the shoot, the Spanish-based fashion house, is yet to respond to the claims against them. Alright? And once again, it just shows this demon, alright, which is really the point of this article that I want to grab, is still being worshipped. Esau still worships these demons. Alright, and 2/3 of the nation of Israel still worships this demonic shit, because those who are considered higher up in the society amongst our people, that's considered to be rich, they know about all this going on because they're doing it too. They have to, what you call, go along to get along. All right, the Most High ain't with that. He's not with idol worshiping, man. All right, which I'm gonna get a couple of scriptures This is Judges 6 and 28. All right, I'm kind of starting in the middle. The Most High had, I believe it was Gideon, tear down an altar to Baal that the people of Israel had was worshiping. All right, the Most High told him to cut it down. All right. This is Judges 6 and 28. And when the men of the city arose early in the morning, behold, the altar of Baal was cast down, and the grove was cut down that was by it, and the second bullock was offered upon the altar that was built. And they said one to another, who have done this thing? And when they inquired and asked, they said, Gideon the son of Joash have done this thing. The men of the city said unto Joash, bring out thy son, that he may die. All right, now they was going to kill Gideon over what they considered, I guess, as the right to worship an idol, which this idol is Baal. This is how sick Jake is when I say Jake, I talk about the Israelites, when it comes to idolatry, man. They wanted to kill Gideon. Like straight up, like that's our idol. Like, why would you do that? Bring him out. We're gonna kill him. Just to worship something that has no power. And that's these same Israelites. They may be higher up in society, I guess you would call it, having a couple dollars. You know the millionaires, these guys, entertainers, athletes, however they, get up into that space. All right. That's why you don't hear, like when you look at this Balenciaga, situation, nobody's speaking about it. Except random people on Twitter. Of course, brothers see this and do videos with the scriptures. But when I say nobody's talking about it, I mean them higher ups. That's considered, I hate saying that, but that's the best way to describe it. Like those who have a couple dollars, those who are well off amongst our people. They're not speaking against this. Because they with it. They worship these idols, these deities as well. They bow to this shit. They sacrifice their children. That's why they calling my man Kanye West all crazy. Because he came out straight up. Like, yeah, my mom was sacrificed. Such this, that, and the third. I think he mentioned Jay-Z, Dr. Dre. They still sacrificing their children to Baal. That's why somebody always close to a celebrity dies. Not necessarily their children, but somebody close to them get whacked. It's a sacrifice. All right? And they stand with it. Just like these men in the scriptures in Judges 6. They with it. But continuing on, bring out thy son that he may die, because he have cast down the altar of Baal, and because he have cut down the grove that was by it. And Joash said unto all that stood against him, will ye plead for Baal? Will ye save him? He that will plead for him, let him be put to death whilst it is yet morning. If he be a god, let him plead for himself, because one has cast down his altar. All right, which Joash is speaking on the powerlessness of this idol. Let him plead for himself. Scripture, I can't remember where it's said. They talk about how the dust and the bugs be all on these idols and they can't even wipe themselves off. Let them do something themselves. If they gods. But that's why the scriptures say the whole head is sick. These people are so in tune with this shit, like another idol besides Baal, which they all in the same bag. Jesus Christ. You can't pull a nigga away from that cracker. Can't pull a nigga away from that image, man. Y'all black asses running around here with a white god. It's considered to be white. Only nation, at least the other nations, even though they worship idols as well, at least they smart enough to make their idol look like them. Imagine Buddha being a Jamaican, a so-called Jamaican, a Benjamite. That would look crazy, right? What else? I don't even know all these religions and shit. But although the nations worship idols, they idols look like them. Jake the only one who's not that it was matter if they made it, you know what I mean? But you get what I'm saying. That worships that demonic Cesare Borgia image. Alright, Jake is connected to these idols. And they wanted to kill Gideon, for tearing down the idol and cutting down the grove. That's the same way they do in that upper class, if you will. Anybody who goes against the grain usually get what? Whacked. They kill them. Alright? But this First Kings 1 and 8, First Kings 18 and 17. And it came to pass, when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, Art thou he that troubled Israel? And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, and that ye have forsaken the commandments of the Lord, and thou hast followed Baalim. Now therefore send and gather to me all Israel into Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal 450, and the prophets of the groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table. It says, so Ahab, so Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets together into Mount Carmel. And Elijah came unto all the people, and said, How long halt ye between two opinions? If the Lord be powerful, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. Then said Elijah unto the people, I, even I only, remain a prophet of the Lord. But Baal's prophets are 450 men. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. And I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. And call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Lord. And the power that answereth by fire, let him be the Most High. And all the people answered and said, It is well spoken. So what Elijah did was challenge them, challenge their idol. All right, if your God real, we gonna, set the bullocks on the table for sacrifice, and we gonna see who set fire to the sacrifice. It says, and Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, Choose you 1 bullock for yourselves, and dress it first, for ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it, and called on the name of Baal from morning even unto noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made. And the reason that there was no voice is because there's no power in that name. Which is an example for you Israelites, all right? Because, nations going to do what they do. They wicked. For you Israelites that be calling upon these ancient deities and shit, thinking y'all getting power from the left. These guys don't even exist, man. All right. It says, and it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, cry aloud. Tell him, cry aloud, for he is a God. He mocking him. Modern day, you like, you say it louder. Maybe you don't hear it. Cry aloud, for he is a God. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth and must be awakened. He was mocking him because that God ain't real. If this God, Baal, got so much power, or this idol, pardon me, Baal got so much power, why he ain't answering you? You know? And of course, I'm not gonna go into the whole story, but of course the name Yahweh Shem Yahweh, the name Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai was spoken. And he set fire to the sacrifice. Why? Because that's power in that name. Alright? It's the only name that has power, man. There is no other gods. You nations, you don't have a God. If you're not a Negro, Latino, Native, Seminole, Indian, you don't have a God. Alright? But it's Jeremiah 19:3. It says, and say, hear ye the word of the Lord, O kings of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel. Behold, I will bring evil upon this place, the which whosoever heareth his ears shall tingle. Alright? Because they have forsaken me, and have estranged this place, and have burned incense in it unto other gods, whom neither they nor their fathers have known, nor the kings of Judah, and have filled this place with the blood of the innocents. They have built also the high places of Baal, to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings unto Baal, which I commanded not, nor spake it, neither came it into my mind. Alright. So there you go with the child sacrifice, to burn their sons with the fire for burnt offerings unto Baal. Alright. Which goes into that Balenciaga ad. They know what they doing. Alright. It's all kind of shit going on up there. Blood sacrifice, sexual deviancy, all kind of shit. Blood, they drink blood. They do everything that they done tricked you into thinking is a conspiracy. They be doing that shit. But continuing on, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that this place shall no more be called Tophet, nor the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. And that's what the Most High is going to turn America into as well, when he decides to punish America, whenever the Most High is ready. Alright. It says, I will make void the counsel of Judah and Jerusalem in this place, and I will cause them to fall by the sword before their enemies, and by the hands of them that seek their lives. And their carcasses will I give to be meat for the fowls of heaven, and for the beasts of the earth. And I will make this city desolate and a hissing. Everyone that passeth thereby shall be astonished and hiss because of all the plagues thereof. And that's coming to America as well. Because Jake's still doing the same shit over here. 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they still doing it over here. Worshiping idols. Like the scripture says, nothing new under the sun. Jake been into idolatry. Been wanting to be like the other nations. And worship their gods. And the Most High, of course, is going to have a punishment for that, which is making this place desolate. Alright? And destroying Jake, 2/3 of Jake, and all the nations. But like the Most High said, he going to start at his house, because that's who he's pissed at. Esau's wicked because he's supposed to be wicked. We have, when you want to talk about quote-unquote black culture, we got laws that we post, our own holy days, not holidays, that we supposed to be following. And no man is perfect. We all fall short of the glory. Alright, but to willingly chase sin and idolatry, Most High got a problem with that. But this Romans 14, this Romans 11 and 4, it says, but what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I have preserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. And that's a representation of the hopeful elect. That know better than to worship another God. Ain't no power in that. But I ain't gonna hold you. I just wanted to make that quick video. I hope it was edifying. With that, I'm gonna say Shalom.